I'm sure many of us here are aware, this import of egg restriction was imposed in 2008, Louis. And the reason for that was there was this outbreak of bird flu in West Bengal. And that was for the very first time in India, Louis, 2008. So since then, the import of egg has been restricted. And the reason for doing that is to ensure that bird flu disease does not spread in Bhutan. And also, as again, probably many of you are aware, this bird flu is a zoonotic disease. So virus can be transferred from birds to human. And this is, and it can kill a person also. So that's why this is a very serious disease. So that was the reason why the import of eggs from India was restricted. Okay, and because the import of eggs were restricted from India, then the poultry farming was taken in a very big way. Okay, and if you look at this NSBG, Integrated Agriculture and Livestock Census 2025, about 18,213 households are engaged in poultry farming. And currently we have a poultry population of 9,24,488. And egg production in 2024 was 98.172 million. Okay. And for our 13 plan, our target is to produce 170 million eggs. However, in recent years, our poultry farmers have been facing challenges in terms of frequent outbreaks of bird flu. So far, since 2010, we have experienced about 19 outbreaks of bird flu. And very recently, again, as many of you may be aware, just a few weeks, last week, a week before last, ma Pinsulinglo, Tursalo, in this Setar local poultry household, it came out. And also, ever since this outbreak in 2010, till now, we have lost about 2,323 birds in May. And 16,862 poultry birds were culled, disposed. Okay. The other major factor which has caused this disruption in the poultry farming in Bhutan was the suspected poultry feed contamination in December 2021. And this has resulted in death of 78,672 poultry birds and about 485,000 layer birds were affected. So affected basically means they did not die, but the egg laying, so they stopped laying eggs. So that many birds were affected, and close to 530 households were affected. So because of this bird flu outbreak and this feed contamination, the poultry farming has seen its ups and downs, like we have experienced. And in fact, farmers are also a little reluctant now, because they never know when the bird flu might happen, or when, hopefully it will not happen, this feed contamination. But if it happens, then there's a huge loss. So that's why we have seen this fluctuation in the egg prices. Okay, so like in 2024, the price per egg tray went as low as 190 per tray, and that time the farmers were not able to recover the cost of production also. And today, we see the price of egg has gone up to almost 570, 600. No, so this has been a problem, and this is a fairly recent problem. So now coming back to your question in terms of import, FCBL will be importing 3,000 cartons of white eggs, okay, white eggs from Andhra Pradesh, and will be distributed through FCBL warehouses in Phinsuling, Gelufur, and Samdongkhalla to ensure access to affordable eggs by the public. The eggs are expected to reach the country by end of February 2026, in a couple of weeks' time. And it's not easy to import eggs. There are a lot of restrictions, and also from our side, we have intentionally made it a little difficult, again for health reasoning. So we are not going to import eggs from across the border, only. It has to be imported from a recognized poultry farming, which has health certificate because of disease concerns. So eggs are going to come in a couple of weeks' time, and it's going to be much cheaper than what we are paying today. Okay. Then on import of DOC, the deer-wool chick, Ministry had identified 5 Bhutanese private suppliers, namely Karma Groups, 𝐾𝐩𝐸 Livestock Enterprise, Gautam Poultry Equipment, Cypress Valley, and Chiang Mai DOC supply, to bring in 120,000 DOCs from December 2025 to March 2026. And this was as per the cabinet directives, which you mentioned also. And the number was carefully planned to meet the current egg shortage while avoiding the oversupply in the future. But the problem we are having is now none of these private suppliers are able to bring in the planned number of DOCs, 120,000, because the quantity required by us is too small for these Indian suppliers to supply to us. Because these Indian suppliers, they supply to not only within India, but even outside India. And when they supply millions. So they are not interested in our requirement of just 120,000. So we are having difficulty, and in order to address that, now we have 3 government farms in Porong, Sarbang, and Limitang. So those farms are now accelerating production of deer-wool chicks, and so far we have supplied about 231,000 DOC layers to 16 dzongkhags. Okay, and of course the numbers are being increased, and based on this, I think the current situation is expected to remain up to April, May. Then, because it takes, once the DOCs will take about 4 to 5 months to start actually laying eggs. So we are going to face this situation until April, May, and until then, if situation gets really worse in terms of supply, and if the prices really go up, then we may have to import more. But just now, we are just going to import 1 consignment. And if this helps us in terms of price stabilization, then further imports are not going to be undertaken.